You've been told olive oil is heart healthy, but what if heating it turns into a mitochondrial toxin that sabotages your energy, brain, and metabolism? Stick around and I'll show you what really happens inside your cells. Hi everyone, my name is Marc Bates. I'm a metabolic health coach, and this is part of my question and answer series. Putting olive oil in the hot seat, the unseen damage to your mitochondria. Let's go to the question. That metabolic mismatch framework is fascinating. You mentioned oxidation as a key concern, but most people believe extra virgin olive oil is protected from this. What's actually happening at the molecular level when someone heats olive oil or even stores it improperly? And how does this oxidative damage specifically interfere with mitochondrial function? Well, great question. You're tapping into one of the most important and often misunderstood topics in modern nutrition science: the oxidative instability of oils, especially under heat and light, and the downstream mitochondrial consequences. Even with extra virgin status and a good reputation, olive oil is still molecularly vulnerable. Let's break down what actually happens at the molecular level and why mitochondria, our cellular energy factories, pay the price. So, what's in olive oil? Well, extra virgin olive oil, EVOO, is composed of 93% monounsaturated fat, mainly oleic acid, 11% polyunsaturated fat, mostly omega-6 linoleic acid, and 14% saturated fat, trace polyphenols and antioxidants which help but don't fully protect the oil. These unsaturated fats, especially the double bonds in the MUFAs and PUFAs are the monounsaturated fats, PUFAs are the polyunsaturated fats, are chemically fragile. Each double bond equals a weak spot, especially easily attacked by oxygen or heat. The more double bonds, as in PUFAs, the more vulnerable the molecule is to peroxidation. Okay, so what happens when you heat olive oil or expose it to light and oxygen? Well, the first step is oxidative liquid peroxidation, right? And this is a three-step process. It starts with initiation. Heat or UV light generates free radicals. Okay? These attack the hydrogen atoms next to double bonds in MUFAs and PUFAs, forming lipid radicals. Then you have propagation. Lipid radicals react with oxygen to form lipid peroxyl radicals. These react with neighboring fats, creating a chain reaction. The result is lipid hyperperoxides and toxic aldehydes, right? 4-HNE, MDA, acrolein, right? Then termination. Eventually, antioxidants like vitamin E or peripherals or polyphenols or cell defenses, right, neutralize the chain reaction, but often too late to prevent damage. Okay, here's the key insight. Even extra virgin olive oil will oxidize under high heat, pan frying or sautéing, extended storage, or exposure to light and air. Those antioxidants are depleted quickly in cooking or in aging. Okay, let's talk about how does this damage mitochondrial function right inside the cell. Once oxidized fats, especially those that contain toxic aldehydes like 4-HNE, enter your bloodstream or cells, they wreak havoc on mitochondria in several ways. Mitochondrial membrane disruption. Mitochondria are very interesting. They have this double phospholipid membrane, rich in fats. Lipid peroxides integrate with these membranes, making them leaky and dysfunctional. Damaged membranes impair ATP synthesis, electron transport chain integrity, right, ETC, and mitochondrial signaling. These are the three main things you want your mitochondria to do. Electron transport chain, ETC damage. ETC complexes, especially complex 1 to 3, if you don't know what these are on mitochondria, I will do a video in the near future on exactly how the mitochondria work and produce ATP. They become targets of reactive aldehydes like 4-HNE. This leads to reduced ATP output, increased electron leakage, and elevated ROSes. You hear me talk about ROSes, reactive oxygen species, a great deal. That's the start of oxidative damage and oxidative stress in your cells, creating a vicious cycle that builds upon itself. Okay? Mitochondrial DNA damage. 4-HNE and MDA form DNA adducts, chemical attachments that mutate mitochondrial DNA. Mitochondrial DNA lacks robust repair mechanisms, so mutations accumulate, energy production declines, and cell death or senescence follows. Right? Once again, you want as many mitochondria working properly at full steam in your cells as possible. Okay, finally, there's an amplified oxidative stress loop. Impaired mitochondria equals less efficient fat burning equals more ROSs equals more lipid peroxidation. Just builds upon itself. This is especially dangerous in brain, which is rich in polyunsaturated fats, the liver, key site of detoxification, and the heart, which is one of the highest mitochondrial densities in your entire body. And what else are you going to be worrying about? Your brain, your liver, and your heart, right? You got to protect those. Okay, real world consequences of this oxidative mismatch. Chronic fatigue, brain fog, and poor exercise recovery due to inefficient mitochondrial energy. Accelerated aging and neurodegeneration via lipid peroxides and mitochondrial DNA mutations. Insulin resistance and NAFLD, that's the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, due to ROS-induced signaling disruption. And increased inflammation and vascular damage from aldehyde-modified lipoproteins. Practical implication for ancestral-aligned health. Mitochondria are lipid-powered engines. Feeding them oxidized, unstable fats is like putting rancid kerosene in a jet turbine. It doesn't just sputter, it damages the machine. To protect mitochondrial health, cook only with health-stable fats, tallow, ghee, butter, duck fat, or coconut oil. Use EVOO only cold or gently warmed and stored in dark bottles in cool places, and use it like they use it often in Europe as a condiment. Okay? Prioritize whole animal fats over refined plant oils, even artisanal ones. My final word. Olive oil is a molecularly delicate and even extra virgin versions degrade quickly under stress. Heating or mishandling, it turns this heart-healthy oil into a vector for mitochondrial poison in the form of lipid peroxides and reactive aldehydes. That damage sits at the root of the very diseases olive oil claims to prevent: aging, inflammation, heart disease, and metabolic decline. So, use real fats. Don't use olive oil, which is actually a processed food, and it is only in the last couple hundred years has it come about. Okay? All right. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it very much. If you have comments, your questions, put them in the comments. If you have any ideas for what you would like me to follow up, this is a community. I'm here to help answer your questions, help you learn what you want to learn. Leave me a note on that. This whole series on olive oil came about because someone asked about it. Okay? So, I'm here to help you. Let me know what you want. And as always, if you haven't done so, please like, subscribe, share this video with someone who might need it. It does help the channel a great deal, and I appreciate it. Thank you.